Hello and welcome back to another edition of the Horror Debate. We appreciate you coming back and giving us a listen. I am Jeff Rowdy J. Keir. He is Michael Mandy, and you know what, folks? We are live.
And this week we are debating Blood Night, the legend of Mary Hatchet.
Oh, I thought
2009.
I thought it was Molly Hatchet, like flirting with disaster.
And it's not Hatchet or Hatchet 2, directed by...
Yeah. But, hey, I'm just checking. I don't know. It was flirting with disaster for me, Mike. I can tell you that right now.
Hey, this movie stars Bill Moseley from... not Natural Born Killers, wrong one. Devil's Rejects.
Yep.
And he was also in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
You know, he loves these flicks, man, and I think Bill's a good guy, but boy, he didn't save this one, did he?
Well, it's funny. Every horror movie, I even mention it, we're watching, oh, there's the Crazy Ralph character. Well, that's one of the rules.
He was even dressed like him.
Yeah, and that's one of the rules of horror films. You know, in Scream, they tell you the rules. You don't say, I'll be back, you won't be back.
Yeah.
And all that other stupid thing. Every movie's got to have a Crazy Ralph.
Yep.
This movie has not only Crazy Ralph, he's dressed like Crazy Ralph.
Yeah.
I even said that, like the black vest.
Had the dibs, baby. I mean, it was just, Bill's a good guy. He does a good job in just about everything he plays in. This movie, I mean, it's just a toss away, Mike. It's a lot of sex and boobs and not that that's a bad thing.
And is that a bad thing?
Not that it's a bad thing.
That's what I'm saying. What's
but
bad?
I mean, it doesn't
Your
save.
problem is
it doesn't save the movie. You know. Well, give us the plot.
Okay, the plot is back, what was it, 25 years ago or 35 years ago, there was this little girl. As soon as she had her time of the month, the period first started, she went crazy and killed her parents.
Oh, that's a true story.
Okay.
I mean, I've heard of that happening.
Okay.
You know.
and then she's in the asylum, and just kind of like what happened in Rob Zombie's Halloween. Yeah. You know, the director's cut of Rob Zombie's Halloween, they edited this whole section out.
Yeah.
But it was there's this little girl now, she's, a big girl, and this night watchman guy sneaks in and rapes her.
Why does every horror movie now have a rape scene, Mike?
No, you notice
what is going on with that?
I don't know.
It's getting like crazy. Everything we watch is like somebody's getting raped.
Yeah.
What's the deal? I mean, do they feel that they need to do that for shock value?
I guess maybe because the MPAA is kind of lax on that now. So
and they're kind of getting like, really brutal with it, like as evidenced in the Human Centipede 2. This one wasn't so bad, but I mean, you still get the vibe of it.
Yeah, but anyways, she the crazy lady, Mary, has this baby, and they tell her, oh, it died. Yeah. And so now she's really angry. So the next night she goes, she kills everybody and gets killed. Yeah. So now the local legends happen, and so every year the high school kids have a thing they call Blood Night, where they celebrate the life of, and the craziness of Mary Hatchet, and they
now that would be fun.
Yeah,
we should do that.
We
should have our own Blood Night
where we go out and throw eggs at people in teepee houses.
Well, not necessarily that, but we got to find some ritualistic thing to do.
Yeah.
Like maybe on October 30th. What was that in The Crow? What did they call that? Wasn't that Blood Night?
I don't remember.
In The Crow? Oh, man, it's one of my favorite movies, and I can't think of what they called it. The Devil's Night.
Oh, okay.
I think they called it the Devil's Night. Yeah.
I only saw The Crow once.
Oh.
And I never saw part 2 or 3 or 4.
You don't want to see part 2, 3, 4, or 7.
Okay.
You want to see part 1 over and over and over again. I bought the Blu-ray. I'm in love with that movie. Okay. Again, what is it?
A revenge movie.
Yes! With a supernatural twist.
Yeah,
I Brandon Lee, you cannot replace him. You cannot.
They tried.
They tried unsuccessfully. You can't do it. The look he got in his eyes when he was playing that character, when he was totally in character, kind of that rolled up behind the eye. Oh my God. I loved it. I love everything about that film. It's dark, it's gritty, it's nasty. It's pure, unadulterated revenge, but it's also a love story. And it's all of that mixed together.
Isn't that one of the first movies where they used CGI to replace an actor's face?
I think so. Huh. I think so. Because, they had to patch up some scenes when he passed away.
Right.
Yeah.
But, so anyways, back to this.
No, I'd rather do The Crow.
Yeah. Okay. So
just talking.
All that I just told you takes place in the first 4 minutes of the movie. That's one of the better things about
Which
the
is
movie.
more than some movies move in an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You know
exactly.
what I'm saying?
At least this movie kept you going for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And wow.
Yeah.
And then, okay, now fast forward 20 years later, and a bunch of stupid high school kids is going out on Blood Night. And, of course, naturally, so they all go to this party, and they all start dropping off one by one.
Right.
And it's up to Crazy
and
Ralph.
they tried to be brutal. The kills were attempted to be brutal, but the problem was it looked so freaking phony.
Well, this was a very low-budget movie.
It was.
It's got
I don't know if it had a budget, Mike.
It's got Danielle Harris in it.
Yeah.
And I think most of the
they
budget...
spent all the money on her.
On her and Crazy Ralph.
Yeah, yeah.
Bill Moseley.
Well, at least Kolodner wasn't in this one. But what I'm saying is, the thing is with this is that it just was so cookie-cutter, 80s style horror.
And what's wrong with that?
I'm over it. I'm done with that. I can move. We've got now movies that are doing much more for the genre. There's nothing wrong, I guess, with an homage to that sort of thing. But this was just so cookie cutter that it bordered on boring to me.
Really?
Yeah.
You were bored by this?
Yeah. The kills looked totally phony. I mean, yes. I mean, there were certain aspects that were okay. But no, it did nothing for me, Mike.
One thing I kind of liked about this was,
and I'm surprised because Danielle Harris is in it, and I think she's cute. So it's no problem usually to watch her, but it's just
she doesn't show up until the movie's halfway over.
I know. So I don't know. There was so much splatter and blood and everything, which was fine. But like I say, the neck slits and all that, and it just come on.
Well, that one obvious CGI one where the head gets sliced in half and slides down.
Right.
What was that in Resident Evil? Right.
Yes.
The first one.
Yeah. Well, the laser.
Right, yeah,
when the laser
and the head is
guy.
there, and then it slowly slides
Yes.
down his head.
Yes.
See, I know my movies.
That's right.
But it looks better in Resident Evil.
Remember Wrong Turn 2, Mike?
Uh-huh.
Remember Wrong Turn 2? The one the guy tried to skewer us for? You remember that? The best...
Joe Lynch.
The best first 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Like ever?
Yeah, this movie has got the greatest first minute opening we've ever seen, the greatest kill scene. No matter what about this movie, you have to see this movie because of this awesome kill scene. And he got mad.
And well,
what do you mean?
Well, they split her in half vertically. And that's kind of what that reminded me of. The slice down the head. I thought of that immediately. Like, cut.
Wrong Turn 2. You got to check it out.
I agree. We
gave it 3 stars and he got mad.
Well, some guys are just touchy-feely like that.
Yeah, oh well.
We didn't stroke his ego.
Yeah.
So,
but we liked Hatchet, which is by his buddy.
I loved Hatchet. Yeah. Hatchet 2 not so much,
no,
but Hatchet 1 was
and Frozen. Frozen was cool.
Frozen. Let me tell you about Frozen. Now you know me, and I've said it 150 million times. I want something that's kind of real, Mike. That was real. That was real good is what it was.
Did you ever go skiing?
I've been snowboarding. I have never been skiing.
Okay, but on
Same
snowboarding,
idea.
Did you go up on the
Yes.
chair? Okay, see, when I was a kid, I went skiing all the freaking time.
Yeah.
So, I've been on the chairlift where, some idiot falls getting off, so they have to stop it.
Yeah.
And so you're up there and bouncing, and you're going up, and all of a sudden it stops,
Mike,
and you swing.
You remember that I'm afraid of heights, right? You remember that I'm uncomfortable in heights.
That's right.
Now, it's Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, where we go every freaking summer.
Yeah. Remember we went there for the
we saw Lost Boys on the beach, right?
That was awesome. The
Yeah.
Ain't It Cool News thing where we did that.
Yeah.
They showed the Lost Boys movie at Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk,
Yep.
where they filmed Lost Boys movie
Right.
on a giant inflatable screen.
Right.
It's called the Rolling Road Show.
And Sudden Impact. But anyway,
Sudden Impact.
The whole deal is I don't get on that thing, that sky lift that takes you all the way down. I'll foot it. I don't get up there because they stop that thing way too much. And I don't like to be just hanging out up there looking down at all the little dots on the ground thinking about what would happen if that little piece of metal up there snapped and set my 250 pounds down to the cement. Ain't going to happen. Okay? I
love the boardwalk.
I love the boardwalk. I hate that thing.
Chairlift.
And the other thing I hate is when I'm underneath it. Because I'm thinking, what if some jabroni up there is screwing off and the thing breaks and comes down on my head?
I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about some idiot teenager going, hey.
That doesn't bother me. I just don't want to get crushed. I just don't like those things, man. When you're being held by a freaking wire. And a little, you see it's unnatural, the way the pole goes up, and then it hooks like a right angle, and then goes onto the thing. It's unnatural, Mike.
Okay, so speaking of unnatural, what else did you not like about this movie?
Oh, the whole
Mary
damn
Hatchet?
thing. I didn't like it. There wasn't much to like here. I mean, it started with promise. It started with promise. I was, like you said, the first 4 minutes. I mean, they kind of put everything together, and I thought, hey, this could work. I did think that the Mary Hatchet character was sufficiently creepy.
How can you go wrong with a psycho, naked ghost with a big rack?
Yeah, well, and I was gonna say, Mike, that I'm sure you enjoyed that. But it didn't add anything. It wasn't, just because she was naked didn't mean anything. I just kind of felt like it fell flat on its face. It wasn't what I wanted it to be.
I liked the did you notice the music in this movie was very effective, and a lot of times you didn't notice there was music going on.
This is true, because I was just thinking about the music, and I'm going, I don't think I noticed any music.
Yeah, but there was a lot of music, and believe it or not, a lot of it was loud and very high up in the mix.
Yeah.
But you were busy watching what was on the screen, and it so fit what was going on,
well,
you didn't pay
I'll tell you this, during the
party...
party...
I've seen this twice, so the first time I watched the movie, the second time now... I was watching and really paying attention to everything except the movie.
During the party scene with all the kids, watching the porn, it looked just like Mike's house on a typical Saturday.
It was Mike's house on a typical Saturday when I was in high school.
When they're watching the porn,
but I was the one mad going, wait a second, the box says Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Where the hell is it?
Exactly.
I don't want to see this porn.
Mike wanted his horror.
I want my Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
But when that whole scene was going on, I have to tell you, Mike, I got to be honest, man. I was about to go to sleep.
Really?
I was about to go to sleep. Yeah, I was like, how long was that scene? It was 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It was long. It was just drawn out, and the kids are going upstairs, getting busy. The thing.
But you gotta thin the herd out so you can kill them all.
Yeah, I know. But, this is one of those kind of give me a break movies, Mike. It's like,
Nell Carter was not in this movie.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about Kit Kats. But anyway, the thing... The thing is, it just did not do what I wanted it to do.
What did you want it to do?
Well, I wanted it to kind of to be creepy, but yet have some good scares and not be so cheesy when it came to the actual kills.
See, I looked at this as an homage to 80s horror movies.
That's exactly what it is.
And that's exactly what it is.
But I guess I just wasn't in the mood for it tonight or something, because I'm sitting there looking at it going, this just ain't working for me.
I liked also the thing, I mean, Danielle...
We just watched some brutal movies, Mike, that did new things, that broke new ground.
Yeah, but just because it's new doesn't mean it's good.
No, correct, but it was good, and it kind of made this look ancient.
I would much rather watch this movie a third time than watch Human Centipede 2 a second time.
Oh, you're going to watch it. As a matter of fact, I know you got your sandpaper there in your little drawer right there. Don't mess with me, Mikey. No, the whole thing is, the bottom line on this thing is, it's cookie cutter. It did nothing.
Yes, it is cookie cutter.
Nothing to advance anything. Didn't take any chances. Played it super safe. The only thing they did was throw a lot of nudity in your face.
What's wrong with that?
I understand your point of view,
kidding.
but I'm just saying.
Remember that House of the Devil movie that was an homage to 80s movies? To me, that was an homage to 70s horror.
Oh, but wait a minute. Now you're talking my style, though. House of the Devil was eerie.
Yeah,
it was scary.
That was more of an homage to 70s horror, Silent Scream and Blood, Burnt Offerings with Karen Black.
Right.
That was more an homage to 70s horror. This was more an homage to 80s horror.
Well, can I go back to the 70s,
84
Mike?
or 85.
Can I go back to the 70s then?
I liked 84, 85. Friday 13th Part 4.
I understand, but I'm done with it. You know what? Here's the difference between House of the Devil and this movie. House of the Devil took itself seriously.
Very seriously.
Very seriously. And it worked. It was creepy. It was eerie. That house was a character.
Yes, it was.
I mean, it was amazing.
Liked it. I liked the movie.
This movie, on the other hand,
didn't
had
take itself
none of that.
No. This movie was more entertaining.
Yeah, it tried to entertain with schlock and splatter and
sometimes I'm in the mood for that.
And that's okay, but I'm not right now.
Okay.
I feel like it would cheapen the experience. I thought they had it set up in the first few minutes of the movie. I thought they had it set up. Oh, yes, we're going to go. Oh, yes, this is going to be okay.
It's kind of like The Fog. I like movies that give you a history and a legend, and then,
I like the idea of having a legend, but the execution on this whole deal was just cheap. I just felt it felt cheap.
It also was an homage to the Halloween movie.
No, it doesn't even sit in Halloween's pocket.
No, but I mean the whole thing about the insane asylum.
Oh,
and
sure, yeah.
But happened.
But Rob Zombie knows how to do it.
Well, not just Rob Zombie, but remember Michael Myers was in an insane asylum in the John Carpenter movie.
I understand, but you're comparing something so great to something so sucked.
Oh, we compared Jaws to Shark Night.
Well, but again, I mean, there's no comparison. It's totally different.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the vibe on this film was a lighthearted romp of horror.
Yes.
Which I guess I just wasn't in the mood for.
Okay.
After coming off, like I said, of watching these really serious kind of flicks, I'm kind of sitting there going, man, this is just, oh man, it's not doing anything for me.
Sometimes I like my horror not to be taking itself so seriously. I don't want to watch chaos again.
But I don't want comedy in my horror.
This was not comedy.
I don't want
Mr.
comedy
Horace
in my horror.
Pinker for president.
Hey! Horace Pinker for president. I'd vote for him.
I know
you want to ride in my Volkswagen? Yeah.
Okay, Mr. I don't want a comedy in my horror who loves Freddy Krueger and Horace Pinker.
You know what? It would depend. This movie is really going to be dependent on the mood that I'm in. And tonight, it just wasn't happening.
Oh, that last zombie movie just killed you.
The last zombie movie was way too serious.
Well, that's why I stuck this in to let you go home on a.
Well, at least I'm going home on a happier note than going home depressed from that piece of crap.
Exactly.
So anyway, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna give this particular flick here 2 stars.
Okay.
Okay. There are merits to it, and I know there are, and it's okay to be an homage to the '80s. It's just tonight I wasn't in the mood for it.
No, I enjoyed this film. I thought it was respectable, with one foot aiming back towards 1985 movies. I liked that, where horror movies didn't take themselves so seriously and feel they had to push the limits for everything.
Well, they don't always have to push the limits, Mike, but come on. I mean, give me something to grab onto. Give me something to care. Give me something to get me into the movie somehow. This just did not get me into the movie.
This got me into it. Most horror movies that have tons of teenage characters in them, to me, they're all just generic.
That's what this was.
I couldn't remember which one was which one. Yeah. That one is the one that looks like he's related to Jerry Seinfeld. That one's Colin Farrell.
Exactly.
That one is,
exactly.
And the one chick looks like Tara.
Yeah, exactly. I 110% agree. But it's cookie cutter. It's cookie cutter.
No, that was a shark from Shark Night.
And no,
cookie cutter
shark. But this is cookie cutter crap, Mike.
Okay, you know what? I'll give you cookie cutter, but I won't give you crap. I didn't.
You always give me crap, Mike. What are you talking about?
I won't. I thought this film had merits. I enjoyed it.
It had merits,
and I enjoyed watching it a second time.
Oh, better you than me.
Yeah,
it had merits.
I dug the music, even.
Oh Christ. Okay.
I liked this film. It was respectable.
So what are you going to give it?
And it was definitely worth the $1 I spent for it at the Red Box.
What are you going to give it?
I'm going to give it 3 stars.
3? Are you kidding me? It's not worth 3 stars. We've rated other movies that are way better than this 3 stars.
I didn't enjoy myself as much. I liked this movie.
Well, you know what?
At least,
folks, let me make an announcement.
I did not give it 4.
Okay, let me give it
or 5.
Let me make an announcement.
3
if
means
you throw a naked killer with a big rag on the screen, Mike is going to automatically give it a baseline of 3 stars. That's just the way it is.
2 stars.
Left and right, right?
Yeah, the left one and the right one.
Yeah, that's all there is to it. Okay. I wanted to like it because I like Danielle Harris and I liked the setup. It just did not work.
I thought this movie also, another thing why I'm giving it, this movie, the director and them, they paid attention to the details. Like, when she was, when the character was holding that pickaxe with the 3/4 turned back, and there was like a drop of blood coming off of the middle knuckle, and it just hung for a second, and then it dropped down.
Yes.
I don't know if that was CGI or if it was real.
I think that was real, and I think that was one of the coolest visuals I've seen.
Right.
The rear shot, especially of the butt, with the pickaxe, and the blood dripping down off the knuckle.
Or like the other, when she's standing all the way at the end of the hallway and the lights are on, and then when it does the flash, the second that it goes black, the camera scooted in a bit, and then when the light came on, she was just a little bit closer.
Yeah.
It wasn't one of those crazy, 20 feet jumps. It was just a 2-foot jump, and then the lightning 2-foot jump. Just details.
Not enough to save it.
I like it when directors pay attention to details like that.
I do too.
And say, you know what, this would be cool.
But I still didn't care, and I still don't care.
Some things were cheesy and corny, like the intestines being drugged.
Oh!
That was kind of silly.
Yeah, practicing for spaghetti night.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying this is not the greatest movie. This is not worth jumping up and down, but it's like, okay, it's respectable.
Yeah.
All right, so 3 stars.
2.
I'm Michael Manny. He's Rowdy Jeff. We'll talk to you next week at the Horror Debate.